Okay, so most of you guys know that I built my wealth to $1 million by the age of 30. You know that I have some trauma. You know that I grew up in a family that didn't have a lot of money, and you know that I teach you all how to win with money now without restriction, shame, blame, budgets, any of that bullshit. But let's talk about 10 things that you don't know about me, and this is just a little caveat. I'm a little weird. Okay, so first let's start out strong. I am like completely blind in this eye, and it literally causes me to like walk into walls and stuff all the time. I trip over my own feet. I am so fucking accident prone, and I think that it's because I just can't see. And it's funny, I realized this when I was a little kid, but I just used to laugh about it like, haha, when I close my one eye, I can't see. But then as I got older, I went to the eye doctor and they're like, no, like this is actually a problem. Like I can't even read the big E. Like when you're doing the eye test, the big E, I can't read that. Number 2, I have an autoimmune condition and it fucking sucks. And part of the way that I manage that is by eating only like fruit and vegetables and meat. So safe to say your girl's been fucking hungry for like 10 years. 3, I have ADHD, and it's funny, I was actually diagnosed when I was a teenager. I got caught at school and I had to go see a psychologist and they diagnosed me. At that time though, I was like, I don't have that shit. And then being on TikTok, seeing everybody talking about it, I don't know if you guys are on ADHD TikTok, but I am. I'm like, oh damn, that's me. There was quite literally a time where I had food burning on the stove. I left the water running in the kitchen because I was doing dishes, but I realized that my sock was wet, needed to take that off, and then needed to do my taxes at the same time. And my husband comes down, he's like, what is happening? So yeah, my husband and I have been together since I was 16 years old. We've never broken up. We've never split up. There's been some times that we're close though. I don't know what number we're on. I forget. But let's talk about my general distrust for pharmaceuticals. I refuse to medicate myself for anything that I can solve naturally. So even for like my autoimmune condition, they wanted to put me on biologics and I was like, absolutely not. So I treat that naturally. And for my ADHD, I just live with the symptoms. I don't know if that's a good choice, but that's where I am. I basically lack functionality on how to handle stress in a healthy way. It's something that I've tried to work on, but like fuck, I have like 0 coping mechanisms that are healthy, and I am trying, people. I do not handle stress well. I get very overwhelmed very quickly. So funny, so even with like social media, it's like, hey, if I have a video and I put it out and it doesn't do well, I'm like, oh my god, everyone hates it. And then if I have a video that goes out and it does really well, it's going viral, it's getting all these comments and stuff, I'm like, oh my god, it's too much. Next one was going to be that I'm probably a little bit too loud and a little bit too much, but if you are watching me, then you probably already know that. But if I'm too much, then go find someone less, and I love that. So someone who feels oddly responsible for the safety of other people's children that I don't even know when I'm out and I see them. I don't know if this is just like a normal thing. Once you have kids, you become so much more aware, but like I'll see like a little kid on the side of the road, like waiting to cross the street, and I'm like, I need to wait and make sure they're okay. Where are your parents? I'm double jointed, and one time I forgot to bring something to school for show and tell, so I just brought my arm. And I went to every single desk and I completely turned it around. So there you fucking go. If you ever had something that embarrassed you that you lie in bed awake at night thinking of, just think about mine and you can feel better about yourself. My lips are real. These bad boys, I was born with them. Thanks so much. I literally cry all the time. I probably cry like 10 times a day, whether it's from stress or whether it's because I see something sad on TV or because I see something beautiful. Like I just fucking cry at everything. I cry on the calls with my students all the time when they're telling me about their situations or they're telling me about their wins or all the things they're accomplishing. I'm like, proud mama moment. Background, my dad is Scottish, I guess like in his lineage, and my mom was born in Malta. Her whole family is Maltese. So that's where those dark coloring comes from. What else? I love my babies more than anything, and I would drop kick a kid if they were bullying. I dropped out of high school at 16. I was a little fucking shit in high school. If I was a shit to you in high school, I am so sorry. I was dealing with some stuff, some family stuff, I was not okay. Anyways, dropped out of school so that I could work full time and support myself. I got my first job at the age of 12. I lied on my application. I worked at Wendy's. I worked like 4 or 5 days a week. I did the closing shift. Hey. And honestly, I fucking love that job because all of my friends work there too, and I just had so much fun. And my biggest dream, and now it's different because we have kids now, but if I could live in Mexico, I fucking love Mexico. I love their culture. I love their heritage. I love their food. I love their people. I got married there. We traveled there multiple times a year. Well, like before kids we're trying to get back there now. But I love it so much. If I had the opportunity, I would totally go and live there. Good. Now this video is 5 minutes long, and the last thing you need to know about me is I don't know when to shut up. I talk way too much.